So I'm going to share with you a few filters that you could use based on certain water problems you might be experiencing. Okay, so first problem that you might have is yellowish water. Okay, and at the same time you might have rusty or iron based odor. So if that's the case, then you would like to get either an iron filter or filter that is catalytic in nature. So some of the options that you have for this one are, if it's still yellowish, then you could go for, say, a catalytic filter. In the market, you have a lot of options. So you have anything with manganese or manganese sand-based filter. Okay, and then you can also follow it up with either AFM filter, or you could have a sand filter. Okay, the thing why you need AFM or a sand filter after a catalytic filter is only to catch those particles better. So if the particles are still yellowish, they might become orange or brown, just like an iron would, right? So you need catalytic filter and then follow it up with sand filter. And then for the rusty odor, you have to follow it up with carbon filter. Okay, so carbon is used to improve taste and to remove odor, and that's why we have put a carbon filter in there. Now, a second problem that you might have is hard water. So how do you identify hard water? That means you have scaling on your fixtures, clogged shower heads, faucets, everything's clogging. It leaves white stains everywhere. So that's the calling card of hard water. Now for hard water, you would need a water softener. So you would need a water softener for that. Okay? And then third, let's say you have black colored water and it also has a metallic taste. So if you have black colored water and you have metallic taste, then again go for as this system, because this has basically high manganese in your water. Okay, so since manganese and iron usually go hand in hand with one another, so you could use the same filter for that as well. But there's another thing I want you to be careful about. If you have arsenic in water, usually, because most of the homeowners, usually they don't do water tests, but arsenic is quite toxic to human beings, so you don't want to consume arsenic. People have been known to die, especially in India. In Philippines, we usually don't drink our faucet or tap waters. We drink from water refilling station. That's why we're quite safe. But then for drinking purposes, I would really recommend a water purifier. Don't take any chances because, well, your life matters, right? So, okay, number 4. Another thing that we've noticed in the market is rotten egg smell. And rotten egg smell, it's caused by hydrogen sulfide. Okay, this is again usually in waters in the deep well when there is seepage of septic tank waste or other waste, or sometimes it's just in those kind of areas you will have hydrogen sulfide as an odor in the water. Okay, so you have that rotten egg smell. And to solve this problem, you could use 2 things. One is you could solve again with a catalytic media, and then you could follow it up with a carbon filter. You could put some sort of an oxidizer, say like chlorine, or you could put an ozone generator and then follow it up with a carbon filter. Okay, so that's how you solve a rotten egg smell problem in your water. And I think this would be the last one I would discuss, and that would be if you have, say, pond kind of smell, pond water. It's a totally different kind of smell. We call it geosmin. So this is a pond type of smell. What we've noticed in the market is people have itchy skin. Usually solve this problem by putting chlorine in that kind of water. So they'll put chlorine in their deep well water. And the problem is they still get these red color skin, or they'll have itchiness around their body. And usually this kind of water is found in surface water or shallow well. So your deep well is well beyond 100 feet. And then shallow well is anything above that. So around 30, 40-ish feet. Especially, you'll encounter this kind of water in 10 to 20 feet well. Okay? And that's because in the Philippines, our septic tanks are all intertwined, and sometimes the other waste on the land goes into the water, and that causes water problems. And to solve those problems, again, you have to understand what's behind that problem. And behind that problem is bacteria, viruses, algae, anything dead rat, it could be. You get the point, right? There's a lot of things on the road. So all of that could enter into your well, and especially your septic tanks, right? You don't know where did you drill the well, might have been contaminated, or might be sharing the same water table with the septic tank. So there might be a bit of intrusion, and that's causing all this issue as well. And now to solve this problem, you need again something that could oxidize. So chlorine or ozone generator, but the best I would say would be ozone generator. If you have ozone generator and then you can follow it up with carbon, that would actually solve your problem. If you could only have these two filters, that would literally solve all your problem. So as you can see here, to ask a question like water treatment for the house is a very broad question, and this would be the specific answer. So what we're doing at Innovative Water Solutions Inc. is we're creating all these filters so that our customers will simply match whatever problem they're having, and they can choose the filter based on the problem that they have. And then based on that, we can create a code. Yeah. If you have any other questions, do let us know. See you in the next video.